first you born, then you live and die. So if tomorrow never comes, it comes at no surprise. Looking death into his eyes, yeah, I witness guys start to recognize, analyze their own demise. Some people wasting time, walking around hypnotized, blinded by success, impressed but can't identify what's real with fake because the money just intensify. Jealousy plus the hate that equals genocide. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Life on Diagonal. Um, I am your host, EB. Like I told y'all last episode, if somebody else is hosting, then we have a problem. I have my production assistant with me today. You want to say anything, or you just want to play video games? Oh, he just whispered play video games. He's in the back. He's doing all the filming. Help me with the audio. Hey, I appreciate everyone that have reached out to me, checked out my episode. Just bear with me while I'm doing this. Getting used to editing. Um, Also with the audio, I have a soft voice, so I speak soft at times, but I'm gonna try to talk a little louder so that way you guys can hear me. So and try to adjust these levels. So just bear with me. As always, I am also the co-host of Thought Ops on YouTube. So check out Thought Ops. And I am also the owner, designer, creator of Healing Hyenas. As you can see, I got my one of my hoodies on. I'm gonna put all that information in the description on the screen. So, if you need some t-shirts, a hoodie, a hat, if you keep hearing me move and you hear a popping noise, that's my knee because I'm old. So my son is dying. Yeah. So another thing, if you hear a noise in the background, it's kind of nice outside. The kids outside playing, and my son is in here working, helping me record. So you hear them yelling and screaming. They outside having a good time doing all that stuff. I just had to yell at them or whatever, told them to stay away from my car because they playing around too much. I told them like, hey, stay away from my car. I don't think they listening, but if I see anything happen to my car, I'm gonna be going talking to their parents. That's a whole nother situation. Um, so today's topic, this is hard. This is very, very, very hard for me. And it may be hard for some of you people as well. But one of the things that I am learning, or one of the things that I'm trying to do this year, I'm trying to keep my mouth shut. Just not reacting to everything. Because there's times where I deal with certain situations, react to certain situations, and I sit back and think like, man, I shouldn't even said that, or I shouldn't have did that, or was it even you know worth my time? And a lot of times, I always say a lot of times. So if you hear me say words over and over, that's how I talk. I apologize. Maybe I need to take some speech classes or whatever, but that is how I talk. So bear with me. But I feel like people try to play you on purpose, and you have to. I have to say something. Like I really have to say something. Learning, I don't have to say anything, and I have the urge to respond. In some certain situations, you feel like you have to defend yourself or correct people or even have the last word. And I'm learning that's not always the case. You don't always need to do that. And it's not important most of the time. Um, I sometimes, when you do this, you may make the situation worse. So I'm working on learning when to respond, when not to respond, and to keep my mouth shut. It's discipline. Um, you responding or just not responding, but you letting things go is not a weakness. It's discipline, and I want to learn that discipline. I'm trying to learn that discipline. One of the reasons, well, I'm not gonna say one of the reasons, many reasons why it's so hard to stay quiet for myself and maybe people out there is because whenever you're dealing with a situation, silence can feel like you're losing whatever you're going through, whatever riff you're having, whatever argument, disagreement. No, you feel like if you're silent, you're losing. I know I feel like I don't bother people. So when people bother me, I have to say something, and I feel like if I don't say anything, then I'm losing. Also, it comes with, with you not being silent, have to respond to everything. Feel like you're being misunderstood, and it makes you explain yourself, and then ego creeps in. Your ego have to prove and show people that you are right, that this situation is wrong, this person is wrong, and I'm learning that I have to put that ego to the side at times. It's hard. Certain situations make you angry. I had a situation that I'm dealing with right now at work, especially being a supervisor, is making me angry. And one of the reasons why it's making me angry is because, like I tell y'all at every episode, I am big on respect. I respect everyone, and I do not tolerate disrespect. And there has been a lot of disrespect going on, and it's just like it bothers me because I don't disrespect anybody, no matter what I'm going through, what type of day I'm having, what I'm dealing with. I'm still level headed enough to know that everybody does not deserve this disrespect or deserve for me to treat them any type of way. So it bothers me when people disrespect me or don't want to listen to what I have to say when they're supposed to be doing it. Just put it like that. Um, some people love to provoke you, and they provoke you because they use it as entertainment or they feel like they can control you. And I fall up under that umbrella sometimes because I know people that's out there, they will do certain things to provoke you. And I fall into that. That is what I need to work on because I don't want to have people feel like they can control my emotions, control how I react, control how I feel. And you see people, they get on social media, they get on YouTube or whatnot, and they feel like, they're totally perfect and they don't have no faults. One thing that you're going to learn when you come to my channel is I am not perfect. I have a lot of faults. I have a lot of things that I try to deal with, and I may fall back into um not working on it, fall back into my old ways, and then I'm like, okay, I need to adjust this, and I need to, um, change things. And I think that's all part of healing. When you're growing and being an adult, I feel like you're always healing. I feel like you're never healed when it comes to emotions dealing with people. So I feel like healing is a back and forth process. And as long as you are trying and making an effort to heal and to do things right. i- I mean, you're gonna stumble at times. You really are gonna stumble, but I'm learning to try to stumble as less as possible, if that's possible. Also, this gets thrown onto social media, the culture, it trains us to respond to everything. Because how many times have you seen, not maybe not your friends, family, co-workers, associates, if something happens, they're in the comments, going at people and responding to everybody, not just regular people, but celebrities. You see celebrities arguing and talking about certain, going back and forth with fans, or not so much fans, but people that criticize them, from celebrities to politicians. Nowadays it's crazy with politicians because it's a whole different. I'm old, so what's going on now. I'm not used to, so we're gonna leave it like that. Like I said, I don't really want to talk about politics too much on my channel, but that's how we're gonna leave it. So, but I'm learning that not every comment deserves my energy, and every comment does not deserve your energy. It's learning to pick and choose when to respond, and when you choose to respond, how you respond, what you say, and leave it at that. One problem that I have is I hold grudges, and if you make me upset, if I'm upset, like I said, something happened yesterday. And I'm still I'm still kind of upset today. And it's like I need to let it go. Like I need to let it go. But when you know you're not in the wrong, it bothers me even more because I know I'm not in the wrong. I know I'm right, and I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to, and it's still bothering me. And when I'm learning that I need to let it go, I'm trying to let it go, but it's hard. So, like for example, dealing with this situation and some of the um, some of the things that happen to you when you feel the need to react and respond to everything, it drains you emotionally. Like I said, something happened yesterday at work and I was tired. I was like super tired and I know I wasn't physically tired because the day before I was off of work. It was President's Day. I didn't even go to the gym, stayed at home most of the day, watched TV, took a couple naps. So I know I wasn't physically tired. Mentally, what happened took a toll on me and it just made me tired. And I was just drained and not just emotionally, but mentally, and responding to everything and feeling like you have to respond to everything and respond to people, it drains you. You also give people access to your peace. It took me out, out of my, I don't want to say comfort zone, but it took me out of my peaceful place. Like I said, the day before I had a nice, peaceful, wonderful day. Like I said, I didn't go to the gym. And it's very rare that I don't go to the gym. And I was feeling so relaxed and so peaceful until I got to work and the situation happened. And so now my peace is gone. Um, it's like when you're dealing with this, I'm also learning to take time before um I respond to. Think about what I have to say before I respond. Because when you go back and forth with people and you get into a heated discussion or a heated argument with people, sometimes you say stuff that you may not want to say, and then you regret it later, and you sit there think like, "Oh man, I shouldn't have said that." And you can apologize for words, but you can't take those words back. And even though you say stuff to people and you apologize, them words stick with people. So, if I feel the need to respond or if I feel the need to say something, then I need to choose my words properly. And sometimes it's best not to even say nothing, not to even, um, respond. And like I said, at the beginning, it's just people learn. You have people out there that's very crafty, and they watch things and they learn how to push your buttons, so they know how to get to you. So if they continue to do the same things and they watch you, whatever, they know like, oh, I could do this to get him, you know, out of his comfort zone, or I know I could get him to react this way by doing this and doing that. So when you're quiet and you don't respond, especially if you don't respond like how you were normally responding, now they're thinking like, okay, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? Because this person isn't reacting how they were reacting before. So now they're confused. So it's like, you keep them on their toes, keep them guessing. And as hard as it may be, you know, it's shutting your mouth at times. It could benefit you. So the power of keeping your mouth shut, silence, back to peace. It protects your peace. You don't have to worry about, going back and forth with a person, them draining your energy, you using these words, especially when you can use these. We only get a certain amount of time on this planet, on this earth, and these words that you use with somebody that's insignificant, you could use them for something else. So just keep your mouth shut, protect your peace, and just go about your day. Um, observing people instead of reacting brings you clarity. You could It's like the transformation of energy. So they may have started something and they brought this bad energy to you, but you being silent, now it's the reversal of energy because let's be real, when somebody has a disagreement with you or they want to argue with you, they want you to argue back. That's the whole point. They want you to argue back. So if you don't give them what they want, then it makes them even matter. Like I've been in situations where um I could tell people are starting to trying to start stuff with me. I'm gonna use the gym for an example. I could be in a situation where I know people are trying to start something with me, and they're trying to do this and do that, and they want you to look at them. You know what I do? I just turn my back. This is like I'm not for one. I'm not even gonna, go back and forth with you and do the stare down thing with you. I'm just gonna turn my back to show that for one, you're insignificant, and I don't even feel threatened because I have my back turned to you. So that's a tactic that I use. That way, I don't have to worry about this. You continuously looking at me and going back and forth and all this other stuff. But like, I'm gonna nip it in the bud. Just turn my back, and if you want to look at me, you can look at my back. So pause. Look at my back while I'm sitting down. My son is looking at me crazy. Um, the power is emotional self control. Self control is real power because it's hard when you're dealing with emotions and you're angry and you're upset and you want to tell this person that being able to control yourself is very powerful. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to learn how to channel I don't want to say channel. Can I say channel? Can I say channel, Eric? Okay. Control, then channel my emotions. How about that? Learn how to control them, then channel my emotions into a different direction, into something else. Um, not into or feed into the negativity that's going on. And maturity is responding less. As I get older, I am becoming a older man, and uh, uh, I I know I say I'm working on this, but there are a few things that I have seen growth in myself where I don't even give it the time of day. I'm like I said, I use social media for an example. Um, whenever you're a content creator, you create stuff and you're on social media. Um, I remember I put up a post. I put up a post about it was something about episode of Family Matters, and Jaleel White playing like a gangster from um, playing this gangster cousin from Detroit, and I had just put up a post like, man, it was basically saying something about Jaleel White was just doing too much on Family Matters. And it was people in it was a couple people in the comments like, dude, you too grown, you tripping off a TV show. Like, and you know what? I'll just respond like, okay, you got it. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not arguing with you in the comments because you have people that just troll. That's what they do in their spare time in their life. They just want to troll. They just want to get people out there hook up. So it's just like with social media, I'm definitely not arguing with people. That's one place that I say I have growth because I'm not arguing with somebody I do not know, because when you do, all it leads to this is how arguments go on social media. Get on social media and you see people arguing, especially two men. The first thing they're gonna argue about is they're gonna go back and forth, and it's gonna be like, oh, I got more money. It always leads to money, about how they have more money than the next person. And it's just so crazy because you look in these comments and you like, where are the broke people? Because everybody rich on social media, everybody's rich. Nobody's broke. Everybody's rich. Everybody has money. Everybody's working for themselves. So like with social media or whatever, I don't even go back and forth. I'm more of a face to face type person. Like if I have issues or a problem with you, I'd rather just pull up on you face to face. That's how I was raised. That's how I grew up, and that was like way before the social media, online. It's like if you had a problem, you pulled up on that person, or back in the day we had the I say cell phone. We had the house phone and the three ways and all that other stuff. So that's how it was with me. So all this social media stuff going back and forth, I don't do it. So how I am making myself better doing this, like I said, I'm pausing before I respond, thinking about, is this even worth responding, or if it is worth responding, what should I say? How should I say it? I don't raise my voice unless somebody raise their voice at me. I may talk and sound passionate about something, but keep voice levels at a decent normal pitch, because once you start yelling and screaming, then it's over and done with. No message is getting um no message is getting any type of understanding once you start yelling and screaming. Sometimes you could just walk away instead of arguing. I'm learning that just walking away or not even paying attention, going about my day. There was a situation where I worked out at Planet Fitness, and I had a situation with some young guys or whatever. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna let y'all know. The past few times I've been recording episodes, for some reason I keep getting interrupted. Last time I got a call and kicked my camera off. I don't know how. Now somebody just knocked at my door. I never have anybody knock at my door. This is just weird. Every time I'm trying to record, I could be sitting here all day not doing anything. Won't nobody call me? Won't nobody come to my door? But now all of a sudden I'm recording an episode. Now everybody want to bother me. You might see the camera shake because my son just got up and just kicked the camera. So just bear with us. But like I was saying, I had a situation where I was at Planet Fitness and it got into a little situation with some younger fellows. And I'm one of them type of people. I'm not running. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing none of that. I don't care if it's me against 5, 10, 15 people. I'm gonna I'm gonna stand my ground. But you know what? This time I was like, you know what? Y'all can have it. I'll go to my other gym and just leave it. Not even put myself in that situation, because you could pull up on a person, talk to a person, and people are like, "Oh, I don't have an issue." And then as soon as you walk away, then they mumbling under breath, or just because they were a group of people, like, "Oh, I'll do this and I'll do that." Like, nah, no, you won't, because when I brought it to you, it wasn't none of that. So I'm like, I'm just gonna remove myself. So so the hidden growth in silence is just learning patience, emotional intelligence, protecting your peace. And you don't have to always prove a point, because if you feel like you're right in your heart, if you know the situation, if you feel like you're right about the situation, who cares what other people think on the outside looking in? Um, no, it's just best to be quiet, because you can just let people talk without correcting them. Just let them believe what they want to believe. You can accept being misunderstood at times, because you didn't have to prove your side, or I didn't have to tell your side. Um, a lot of times, who really cares in the court of public opinion? It all depends. Nah, it all depends on what you're talking about, arguing about, and having an issue about. Nah, if it's something that's creepy or is messing up your personal reputation, then yeah, by all means, you have to, say something. So it all depends on the context of what's going on, and what you have going on, and what you're disagreeing about. So that's what I'm working on. I'm going to continue to work on that the best that I can. Like I said, it's hard. Sometimes I revert back to my old ways and I have to say something, but I am working towards being a better person, a better individual, and a better human being. Just learning just to keep my mouth shut at times. So I appreciate y'all sitting through this episode. If there's anything I can do better, please let me know. If you want to discuss something, leave it in the comments, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I'm about to make my son dinner, and I am about to go. And right now my phone is ringing. This is crazy. Like I said, nobody ever calls me. So let me hurry get up off of here. So I appreciate you guys, and thank you for everything. Peace. First you born, then you live and die. So if tomorrow never comes, it comes at no surprise. Looking death into his eyes, yeah, I witness guys start to recognize, analyze their own demise. Some people wasting time, walking around hypnotized, blinded by success, impressed but can't identify what's real with fake, because the money just